Afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another live talk show, Coffee with Mickey. And thank you very much to all my viewers for joining me every week, every now and then, and listening to me talk about students wanting to study in Australia or already studying in Australia. So today's talk is all gonna be based on students again. So if you're wanting to come to Australia to study, have a future here, have a career, have great education in Australia, or you already here on a visa and you are currently maybe studying, or maybe you are on a visitor visa, or if you are offshore and you want to come to Australia to study, and maybe you want to come with your family to study in Australia to support your partner in studies and be able to work here while your partner is studying. So today's talk is all gonna be based on students who are either studying in Australia or wanting to come to Australia to study. So before I move ahead, I would like to congratulate all our students who have put their trust and faith in Sirus Migration and given us the opportunity to apply for their student visas. So since the time we've opened up, 4th of January is when we came back to the office after the long week, dual week, you can say long holiday week of Christmas and New Year's. We've had, I think, 4 and 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 visa grants since the 4th of January from offshore. So I think there's more. Mario, what do you think? There's more than 12? 15 visa grants. So congratulations to all those students who have actually chosen Sirus Migration to be their pathway for their visas and future education. Special congratulations to our today's visa grant. So we got another visa granted today. Actually, not one, but two from Sri Lanka. So congratulations to both our students from Sri Lanka who've got the visa granted today. So welcome aboard and welcome to Australia, and hopefully we'll see you soon in our office to congratulate you once again. Now I'll talk about the unique visa grants that we've had from India. So visa granted after refusal from offshore India, from Punjab. So we had a student who had a visa refusal in 2021, and they approached us that they don't believe it was a genuine reason for a visa refusal, and we looked at the profile, the case, and we created the file again and put a request into the university with a strong evidence of the financials and educational history, and finally we have a visa grant for a refused case from offshore, and that too from Punjab, India. Another visa granted was a very, very lucky charm student from Pakistan. So we've had a AQF level downgrade grant from a bachelor to a vet education course. So the student was onshore in Australia and has downgraded from a bachelor to a diploma level course. So we'll talk about these downgrade AQF level downgrades later in this conversation that we are having today. But congratulations to our client from Pakistan as well. And the next grant is for visa granted from Punjab, again India, in less than 2 weeks. So higher education, obviously bachelor's at a university level. So congratulations to our client there from Punjab. Visa granted in less than 2 weeks. So if you are in India and you think that Australia is not giving visas to Punjab and Haryana and UP, well, some of the universities may be looking down upon you, saying that we're not going to accept applications from these regions. But rest assured, there are universities who are looking at your applications and giving offer letters and COEs, and we are seeing a lot of visa grants from that area as well. So don't be disheartened if you are in that region. It doesn't make you a culprit or doesn't make you ineligible for an Australian student visa. If you think your genuine intentions are to study in Australia and you have finances to support your education in Australia, well, contact me. I will help you get into a university in Australia, and I'll make sure that we have an offer and a COE in hand to be able to apply for a student visa. Okay, I think that's all about the visa grants for the last couple of weeks. Great start for 2023. So 15 visa grants from offshore, which is great for my team. And slowly there are more coming through. So we've got a lot of applications with the Department of Immigration for the February intake, and this was pretty much the last week to apply for February intake. So the next intakes that's gonna be available now is March, and there's one in May. A few universities have May, and then the major intake will be semester 2 2023, which is in July. So what is the reason for the success of our visa grants? So there are two things that need to be considered when applying for a student visa. One is your documentation, and the second most important is your GTE. So we focus a lot on our GTE process. So we guide you through your GTE process, exactly what you need to write, what you need to express. You got to talk about yourself, your background, your livelihood, whatever you have done since the time you were growing up. It could be a hobby, it could be a, you know a personal life experience that you have had in while growing up, and about your family, what your brother does, what your sister does. So the immigration officer is basically trying to do an interview on paper in form of an essay. So you got to express yourself as much as you can, so they can read and imagine that it's you talking to them about yourself. Okay. So but in very simple words and very simple English. There's no point putting fancy words in there that are hard to understand or hard to make sense and jumble each other. The sentences don't join up together very well. So you are talking about something, and then you try to express yourself in very complex English, and it just disappears. That the experience or the meaning of that sentence just disappears, and it's gone through the roof, and they're not able to understand what you're trying to say. So my suggestion is, write in very simple English, short sentences, short paragraphs, simple English about yourself, why you want to come to Australia, why you want to study at a particular university that you're looking to apply for this visa, and how you're going to communicate, where will you live in Australia, what homework have you done on your travel while you're in Australia, or what kind of small jobs are available, what kind of an area it is, are you going to be comfortable, the weather of the place, and have you experienced a life outside of your home country before, and how your family is feeling about sending you overseas. Things like that, small little things make a difference. And obviously your education background, so make a table of your education background. Don't write massive 100-word paragraph about your education background. Just keep it simple. Your level of education, year 10, year 12, bachelor's, your grades, the year you completed your education. That is all they need to know. Okay, there's no point writing big sentences. I started this in this year and I finished it in this year. I took this subject. Just a major, core major that you've done, year you've completed, and the score, the GPA score that you achieved in your bachelor's. That's all they need to know. We are attaching your transcripts of your bachelor degree, your year 12, your year 10 with that application, so they will be able to see all that information, your transcript, your subjects that you've completed in your qualification anyway. So don't drag your GT. Don't just try to create more space and add more pages to your GT. Keep it short and simple, and in simple English. That's what I would say. So that's what our team here, with education team here, is an expert with, and they know exactly what we're talking about, and they guide you through your GTE process and your documentation. Your documentation has to be spot on. So exactly what we are looking for. We arrange that documentation as per the requirement of the Department of Home Affairs, the immigration office, and we know exactly what kind of documentation is required and how much in property. So I would not attach a 25-page registry that we get out of states in India, for example. So I am not interested in attaching a 25-page translated registry copy. I would rather go for a, a document coming from the Tehsil office, or a document coming from the valuator or the valuation office in your state, and just a one-page document certifying that you or your parents are the owner of that property, and then we'll do a valuation report on that property. Simple as that. So 2 pages instead of 25 pages. This is just an example of what we do. Okay, moving forward to family visas. There are a lot of students nowadays inquiring, especially from Sri Lanka, that we want to come to Australia on a family. The whole family wants to visit Australia for a study visa. Now, this is complex. This is not new. It has been going on for a while. But when we're looking at an applicant who's, let's say, for example, 35 years old and is married, has got a husband, 2 kids, aged maybe 2 and 6 years old. A general scenario, just an example. So I'm looking at an applicant who wants to go to study at a college level, a diploma, spend maybe $7 or $8 or $9,000 a year to study a diploma, and wants to include a husband and 2 children in the application, and suggesting that I'm gonna go to Australia with my whole family. We're gonna go and spend $70,000 or $80,000 to study this diploma, and I'm gonna come back to my home country to have a better career prospect. Excuse me, it's not making wild sense to me that how is that gonna happen in the long term. The immigration officer might even give you a refusal saying that I don't have a return incentive to go back to Sri Lanka, because the amount of money that you will be spending in Australia on this diploma with 4 applicants, and their living cost and the schooling cost for the kids, how will you prove the return on investment on this visa and this education? So if you were to spend $80,000 Australian dollars on an education, a certificate level or a diploma level, how will you come back to your home country and make up for that money that you spent in Australia for this level of education? Are there jobs available in your home country that is going to pay you thousands of Australian dollar equivalent? So you can prove to them that as soon as I finish a small certificate or diploma level education, and I've spent $80,000 for this education with my family, and I'm going to come back to my home country, and I'm going to make up for that money in the next 3 years or 4 years. Do your own calculations. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense to me at all, and I've seen that I've spoken to a lot of people, and it doesn't make sense on the return on your investment that you've done in Australia with that kind of a scenario. So my suggestion here is to look for a higher education course. So Australia needs more students coming into higher education, so they need more revenue coming into the country. The universities need more students coming into their campuses to pay for the campuses, the teachers, the professors, the campus fees, and so many expenses they have. So everybody needs a revenue into their business or the country. So we're looking at more revenue based universities. So I know the fees is going to be a little bit more higher than your diploma courses. You'll be spending a lot more on your semester fees, and let's say if you're going into a master course in Australia, so you're looking at spending maybe $10,000 to $15,000 a semester. But what are the benefits in this scenario? Let's say if you're coming into a master course, then your spouse, your dependent, will have full-time work rights to work in Australia. So that means 40 hours or maybe more a week. So in comparison to a diploma, you might be spending another $10,000 a year extra in tuition fees to the university, but you're getting a higher qualification, higher level of qualification. Your skill sets are improving in Australia. Your English is improving. and you are getting better chances of a long-term permanent residency visa, and you're getting more points for your qualification and study in Australia because you are studying an AQF level 9, for example. You'll get 15 points for education as compared to 10 points for a diploma. On top of that, your partner gets to work full time, so as compared to a part time job. So I'm sure your partner will make more than $10,000 a year working full time in 1 year if we, do the comparison. So that are some of the benefits, but rest assured, give us a call, send us a message, and we'll have a discussion. We can sit down and have a chat, a free consultation over Zoom, over WhatsApp, over the phone. If you are offshore, we can discuss your scenario and give you options, what you can do, what we think you should do, which university you should go for, or what level of course you should take in case of you wanting to come to Australia with your family. Okay, so my next topic for today is students on subclass 600 wanting to convert their visa to a study visa. So if you are in Australia on a visitor visa, we're getting a lot of calls and we have done a lot of conversions. It's happening very fast. So if you are in Australia on a visitor visa, I'm not encouraging you to apply for a student visa. I am giving only a suggestion that if you are looking to change or convert your visitor visa to a study visa, then again you might want to look at the level, AQF level of education that you take up in Australia from visitor visa to a study visa, especially if you are here as a family and you are looking to convert the visitor visa to study visa for the whole family, that is including yourself and your other family members. So it's not essential that you might want to go into a diploma or certificate level, but yes, there is option available to go into that AQF level courses. But do a calculation, do a return on investment on both sides of the page. Write down your investment and your return on investment on a diploma and compare it with a master degree or bachelor degree in Australia. So if you want us to help you, we can definitely help you out there as well and do a comparison and give you a cheat sheet, how you can actually come up with the same kind of an investment scenario when you are enrolled into a diploma or a master or a bachelor degree in Australia. Okay, visitor to students, we've had great success with those students as well. So who have come into Australia on a visitor visa and converted into a student visa, have not had any refusal as of yet, and the visa process is pretty fast, and different levels. We've done it in masters, bachelors, and diploma level courses as well. So if you are looking to change your visa from a visitor to student, please get in contact with our team and we'll be more than happy to help you out there as well. Now, downgrading applications. This is a complex scenario here. I'll talk briefly about this. A lot of students who have come to Australia to study a bachelor or a master have been inquiring about downgrading their study AQF level, Australian Qualification Framework, AQF, from level 9 to a level 6 or a level 5, from 7 to 5. And in fact, I've had students suggesting me, coming and calling me and suggesting me, I'm studying masters, I've been advised to go into a certificate 3 level and hold a graduate diploma COE for an AQF level 8, and I'm not in breach of any visa condition. I've been advised by my friend or my family or someone or the other, and I'm like, I don't want to argue with you, I don't want to waste or debate on this topic, but that is not true. It is a breach of your visa condition. So you could be in breach of your visa condition when you're downgrading your course. So it's always advisable to get advice from a qualified education agent or a registered migration agent on what could be the repercussions of downgrading. So you could well be in trouble because you have downgraded and you haven't paid the fees for your master or bachelor degree, and you just dropped it down to a certificate level without informing the Department of Immigration, you might fall even short of your visa at the end of your diploma. You could have not even finished your diploma and your visa is expired. At that point of time, you will have to declare to the immigration what you've done, and the university would have already sent a cancellation notice and a visa cancellation request to the Department of Immigration, and here you go, your visa could already be in trouble, which was sitting there silently, and it's already erupted because your visa is coming to an end and you need to put a new application in. Have you looked at this change of circumstances, what led from master to or a bachelor to a diploma level? Did you keep evidence? You're gonna look back after 2 years, 1.5 years. Oh, I wasn't advised at that time to keep evidence because I'm gonna be applying for a new visa in 1.5 year time. I don't have any records. I don't know what circumstantial evidences I should keep, what records I should be able to give to the Department of Immigration to make it a success story rather than have a headache or stress at the end of the visa period that you've already been granted. Or there could be other options where you could request to the immigration for a downgraded visa from a higher education level to a wet education level. There could be change in circumstances since you've come from your home country, and it could lead to a grant. And even if the grant is not effectively granted, you still hold your current visa to study a master or a bachelor course. So there's different circumstances, that every student case is different. So if you are downgrading your course, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying get advice, a fair advice from somebody, a professional who's been in this industry, and get a fair advice and get to know your future outcomes of downgrading. Be ready. You should be aware of it, that this could happen, not just believe in a word that has come out of your friend who might have done it and I can do it too. Nothing happened to him, nothing's gonna happen to me. That's not true. Your luck is your luck, his luck is his luck. And good luck. Best of luck for your future. Thank you for watching this show. And if you have any questions, if you have any queries about student visas, migration pathways, we are always here to assist you with Sirus Migration. Give us a call on the number listed below. Send us an email, WhatsApp on this number, or go to our website and just drop in a contact us note, and we will be in contact with you as soon as we can. Good luck, and wish you all the best for your future and for your visa success if you already lost your visa and waiting for a grant letter. Thank you very much for watching this show. I'll see you again next week.